Alright, today we're going to make fresh salsa. This is something that's not going to require you to do anything on the oven. It's just basic. First we got the 3 tomatoes. We got 3 vine-ripe tomatoes, which a lot of people use Romas, which is fine. Romas are smaller and they're more red on the inside. We'll talk about that later. You got 1 medium yellow onion. I got a handful of grape tomatoes. I got a phone call. Nah, I'm just kidding. We got a handful of grape tomatoes, as I was saying. I got 3 cloves of garlic. Have 1 lime. A jalapeno, and I have a serrano pepper because I like it a little more spicy, but it's not that spicy. And then we've got some cilantro that's dying because cilantro in Edmonton doesn't last. It looks pretty on the shelf, but by the time you get it home, it's wilted and looks like shit. Just the way it goes. Salt and pepper, and that's about it. We got some vinegar, white vinegar. And I'm going to show you how we're going to make salsa because I know Mexican people. Well, give me a sarsaparilla bukkake and let's fucking get to cooking. Yeah! So first we're going to do this. We're going to cut these tomatoes up because you do it in an order where you're not screwing up. Garlic is sticky, so always go with that last. These are going to make your pee-pee hurt if you touch it and then you go to the bathroom. The onions make you going to cry. The lime is just like a joke. And we can start with the cilantro actually. This looks like shit, right? Okay, well, it's already been cleaned. We're going to cut it up. It's got an earthy taste to it. Best way to actually hold a knife is like this. There we go. This is one of those professional chef's knives. Now fuck it, I bought it for like 10 bucks. So we're going to throw that into here. Funny thing about garlic is garlic was actually named after the actress Terry Garr. If you've ever seen any movies she was in, like yeah, I don't know any of them. But anyway, we're going to move on to the next thing. We got the tomatoes, so we're going to do like this. Now the inside of the tomato is white. So a lot of times if you were to blend this up, which this is good stuff, this is the jelly. You blend that up in this blender for your salsa. Well, it's going to make your salsa look white. That's why we bring these little fellers in. They're totally red. So this helps with that. So we're going to shut this down and cut it all up. See that part right there? You're like, oh, well why would you throw that out? Hell, I ain't throwing that out. I might eat that. That's good. We got that right there in the middle. That's hard. You don't want that on no damn chip. So this is our shit bucket. Goes in the shit bucket. We're not even going to cut this up that good. We're going to do like this.
Why are you cutting it like that, James?
Because I like cutting it like this. You shut the hell up. What the hell is your problem? That's the way I cut stuff. Except what? That's pretty good too. I like that. Ooh, got a little tang to it. Good old nightshade in my belly. Poisonous to guinea pigs. We got 2 more of these bad boys to do. We'll hurry the hell up on it. So we got all the tomatoes cut up. We actually took out the centers. We had 3 full-size vine-ripe tomatoes. I took the centers out of 2. One's got the center in there, so you got the jelly and the seeds, because those are really good, and it's got a good soury taste to it. So Now we're going to move on to the little red tomatoes. These are grape tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, whatever you can get on sale, man. Don't be buying into that crap that needs to be one or the other. And some people, like I said, they use Roma tomatoes. Romas are really good because they don't have the white centers as much, but a lot of times up here, especially in Canada, Roma tomatoes are very, very bland. They taste like they've been, I don't know what they taste like, but they sure as shit don't taste like Roma tomatoes. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut these up, because these, if you combine the two, it kind of tastes like a Roma tomato. So we're going to cut this up. We don't have a lot of them, maybe like 10. We're just going to split them in half. And as you can see on the interiors, there's not much jelly to them, as we say. But it's all, there's a lot of redness to it, because a lot of times if you're going to get salsa and it comes out slightly white or slightly pink, you're going to go, what the hell? You want that special red stuff. So it's all in our, here we go. And all this stuff's been washed, so the next thing we're going to go for is, we got the garlic, we got the serrano, and we still have the jalapeno, and we have the medium onion. So we're going to go with the onion. I'm going to show you how I cut an onion. Most people don't do it this way, but I'm going to do it this way. Cut that end off. We're going to cut that end off, and then this outer side has gotten hit with air a lot, so it's dried out. So I just take the knife and run it across and peel that outside layer off. There we go. All this goes over here into our biohazard bucket, aka the shit bucket, which will actually go into a compost outside for the local gardening people, where I steal a lot of these vegetables from. Get these vegetables from. And so you got the finger, just like you've seen in all these stupid ass cooking videos. That finger is going to guide this knife. But of course, this finger right here, I actually, when I was cutting frozen spinach, I cut it almost all the way off. It was hanging. So there's no nerves here. So if I accidentally cut it, well, there'll be a little extra red in the salsa. There we go. And we can cut this up a little bit. However you want to do this. You know how to cut stuff. You cut stuff at home. This is not a big cooking show, obviously. I'm sitting in a damn room. If you know how to cook food, I'm just telling you how to do it basic. You don't need all this crazy stuff. And it's not even cut up like Gordon Ramsay smacked me in the mouth if I was doing this, right? Probably. That's alright, I'd smack him back. He might win though, because I'm just a fat old guy. So we're going to put all this stuff in our bucket. And I'm starting to cry. Not because of the onion, but because I'm thinking about the movie Gone with the Wind. Okay, now we're going to move on to this lime. We're not really going to squeeze it in there yet. But I want to cut it now before this board gets too sticky with all the other shit and all the heat. So we're going to go ahead and cut it into fours, because it's easier to squeeze that way. And also, if there's one left over, you might put it in a Corona. So we're going to move these over here. Shut up, camera person. So now we got the garlic. Some people, they de-shell it. I do like this. This is because this is an easy, lazy man's way to do it. There we go. And then everything usually comes off pretty easy, except on this one, because that motherfucker's not in the union. Fuck you, man. So I'll try it on this one. There we go. Actually, none of them are working. These garlics is deformed. What the hell's that garlic will work? You heard the crunch on that. It's like damn eating Pringles or something. Look at that peel. That goes in there. And we got that little nodule right there that's from the root. Nobody wants that because that sucks. When you get your mouthful of that, you're like, oh, that's not good. Excuse me. I'm going to do that. And we got one left. This one's been de-skinned. There we go. And the rest of this stuff, who cares, man? Garlic's cheap. It's actually cheap in Canada. One of the only things that is cheap in Canada. And you don't need to worry about cutting it up too thin and mincing it and all that crap, because we're going to put it in this old blender right here. Wait, now I got fucking garlic over here. What the hell? Well, fuck me in the ass and call me Sally Struthers. That's some good eating. Alright, push that over there. There we go. Look at all that beautiful garlic. 3, 2.5, 3 cloves of garlic. Now it's time to hurt. Vote now online. Which one you want me to cut first? I'm going to go with the serrano first. We're going to cut that end off because nobody wants that end. This is where the hottest part of the pepper is. They say don't want that. The reason why is the seeds are actually the hottest. That's a lie. The end of the pepper is the hottest. Nah, they're stupid. So we're going to do like this. I'm going to cut it down the middle. And because we don't necessarily want these seeds, I'm alright. My nose already. I'm going to julienne this up. I'm going to get rid of the goo in the middle. The membrane and all that stuff right there, if you really want to try, you'd be like, I'm not doing that. Alright, this time around I left a few seeds in there. Well, that's fine. Perfectly fine. Somebody gonna come on this video and say, oh, you're using the knife wrong. That's probably true. But I don't care. I worked at a bunch of restaurants. I've done a lot of different things in my life. I hold a knife the way I want to hold it. If you want to hold it differently, come up here and tell me in my face. Then I'll stab you with my knife and show you how well it works. And I've only killed a few people, so don't worry. I'm not very good at it.
With your food?
No, not my food. Everybody likes the food. They just don't like the attitude. Get rid of that. We are going to keep the seeds in this one. Because the jalapeno is not hot. A lot of people think jalapenos are hot, but they're not to me. So that, I'll toss this part. So we're going to get half the seeds. There we go. Pretty. That's what you stuff them peppers and shit in, or the cream cheese, and you deep fry them and act like people like it. So that's the good stuff right there. That's the stuff that's going to make life wonderful.
Can you use pickled jalapenos, James?
Nope. You could use pickled jalapenos, but you're going to get a heavier vinegar taste. And also you're going to get it dulled down. So it depends on how hot you want it. If you want to use pickled jalapenos, be my guest. And to be honest, the way we're making salsa right now, normally I would use tomatillo, but if not, you don't have that, that's fine. If you want to go, hey, I want to use zucchini squash, use it. Just put whatever the hell you want in there. You know, what do you like? That's what goes in here. What you don't like goes in here. And the shit in between is right here. So, muy caliente! So we're going to do this. So we got this going in here.
Yes.
So our top camera's dead. That's what happens when you're doing this stuff on a budget of $0. Anyway, you got the limes. We got all this. These are our jalapenos, our serranos, our onions, our garlic, all of our tomatoes, cilantro, right? Here we go. This is a tablespoon of black pepper. Put that in there. Tablespoon of just good old-fashioned salt. Okay, and then I got these limes. Squeezing one on there. I don't even care if the seeds get in there. That's fine. There's one lime. 2 lime. And this is fresh salsa, so this salsa is not the kind of salsa that you're going to want to put on the shelf. I mean, this is salsa you need to eat at a big party or something and get rid of it within a couple of weeks. You don't want to let it hang around because it could cause problems. Make sure you get the lime in your eye. That way it'll burn good. And then a little bit of white vinegar. And I'm talking just a little bit. Actually, this will help preserve it just slightly, but also gives it good tang. That's good. Maybe. There we go. And for you people out there who like want to add some redness to it, Valentina. Very, very low on the Scoville chart, but very good to eat. And in Edmonton and Alberta, this stuff's like $2 a bottle, which is probably the best hot sauce you can get. So I've already given it, that's 4 drips, 5, 6, and 7. There we go. There we go. Now we're going to take all this and put it in our blender, which the name is related somehow to clams and lobsters and shrimp. Some would call it an oyster. So we're going to put this in here with the cilantro. And from this point on, my wife loves a lot more salt than I do. However, I leave it on the low salt side. That way it's not, doesn't get too over salty for people. So, and we're going to have to push it around a little bit. And that's why I've got the old feller here. Because everything was fresh, everything was washed and clean. Now we can just pour it back into this bowl where we were mixing it. And this is a little bit wider because I did use a 1/3 tomato. Normally I'd only use 2. Probably use Romas, they just didn't have any at the time. But there we go. And because my fingers are dirty, that's pretty good. Ooh, a little spicy because of the seeds. But that's good salsa right there. It's a little bit soupy, but you're thinking about this is the kind of salsa you're going to have as an appetizer. You're not going to have it. This is not necessarily, hey, it's like you get chips and salsa. I worked at a place called On the Border. And On the Border used to say the cheapest or the most expensive thing on the menu was the salsa because they gave it away for free. And that's basically the salsa. It tastes fresh, good. It'll last you at least a week or 2 in the fridge. So. Alright man, that's the first episode here. Hope you enjoyed it. You can add anything you want to your salsa. Don't even stop at what I was doing. Just if you're going to make fresh salsa, make fresh salsa. A little bit of vinegar, a little bit of extra hot sauce just to make it good. And the lime juice all helps preserve it. So you get yourself at least a week or 2 out of it before you might want to chunk it out of your refrigerator. So if you want to make real sauce, it's going to sit on the shelf. A lot more stuff going into it and cooking, etc. But this is just simple, basic salsa to kick people's asses. Now, I'm going to do crazy shit and drink beers and stuff later. Muy caliente.